in here with Rock, but it's about that damn Tyre Nichols video, which is Rock. That's some bullshit. Like she told me about it, and I was I pulled it up. I had it on the Roland Martin channel, and he was showing the whole thing. I only was able to grab like a clip on here. It's like a minute and a minute and 20 something seconds. I'm assuming, but yeah, they beat the hell out of this dude, man. Like it's some bullshit. See if I can put this on the screen the way I want to. We'll do it like that.
There you go.
Let's see if this thing working. So this is like all the way in the video. I think he ran at first,
Right.
and these fools parked in a way where their driving cams weren't facing, but it's like they forgot about this camera here. And dude, dude is handcuffed this whole time. And they just been beating the hell out this dude, man. You see my man welling on him right there. Like you even see his head kicking back when he hitting him. Like they beat the hell out this boy. They talking about that dude died like 2 or 3 days later. I'm pretty sure it had something to do with brain damage.
Yeah, man.
And the thing, from what I heard, I've been trying to like get all information. Like I said, I was looking at the Roland Martin stuff, but what they say? They said the EMTs came. It took like the dude was on the ground for like 30 minutes. Like they didn't put him on a stretcher. They didn't do none of that. So like he was just sitting there, just got the hell beat out of him, and like they just didn't treat him at all. Cops and nothing.
I just don't understand, man. I don't understand at all, dude.
I don't get this.
I said to my cousin, man, that some cops feel the need to be what is jury,
Judge, jury, and all that shit.
executioner. Um, there's no, when I say no excuse, there's really no excuse for treating another human being this way.
Nah.
Zero. I mean, and here's the deal. We I'll even go with the most heinous of something, right? I'll even go with the most heinous that, he raped a child. At the end of the day, this person is supposed to get a trial for whatever their reasons are. Because see, what happens, man, when we see these videos over and over and over again, we're always told we don't know what happened prior to this. We don't know the exact cause. So all of that, in my opinion, man, it really does not matter. Your job, law enforcement, is to enforce law. It is not to do this.
They actually called I think they say when they get their certifications, that shit called peace officer.
Right.
So like,
there's nothing peaceful about this. There's
hell
nothing
no.
peaceful.
Dude, this shit pissed me off so much. Like, I don't even be I ain't did no live in a minute. When I saw it, my wife told me it was bad. And then when I actually saw it, I was like, hell no, dog. I said, I gotta vent about this shit. Like before I even get access to people in my face, go to work tomorrow night. I said, I need to vent about this.
Yeah, nah. Listen,
and it hurts even more because these 5 black guys, dog. Like, and it don't matter to me. Like, I'm not with that rate, like black, white, whatever. But like 5 black guys beating the hell out of another black dude like that. Mm-hmm. And I heard another video where they had the audio in it, and they just talking shit. Like I think my man ran at first because I would have ran too because they had him on the ground.
It's supposed to listen. Fight or flight. Fight or flight.
They kept telling him lay down. He like, dude, I'm laying down. And then then the dude pulls out the mace, I think, and maced him, and that's when he like ran.
So speaking of the mace, again, I haven't really seen the video. I just heard commentary a little bit, but the one thing I'll agree with is this: when you're being maced, it's kind of hard to comply.
Yeah.
When you're being maced, when you're being told to put your hands down on the side or put your hand, your eyes are burning. This is your natural defense, right? That's your natural thing to do is to try to
Yeah.
guard yourself from either having more or you're trying to get the stuff out. How can he
Yeah.
comply to your commands when you, because they said also one of the officers had it in their face and he was getting aided. He was getting
Yeah.
aided. A bottle of water on his face and all. He was getting aided, right? This man
Yeah.
wasn't being aided, but
No.
he's expected to comply to your commands as he has made. I've never understood. Forget this case here. Just in general, I've never understood how you expect someone to comply when they have mace in their face. It's just not feasible. It's not. Um,
Let me send this
the
boys.
only other, I mean, it's sad that they felt they could do this. Where was this at, by the way?
This Memphis. Remember when we were getting off um the last night and we were talking about it at first and they said they were gonna release the footage and they said it was in Memphis, I think.
Oh, right.
Everybody was like, well, I ain't going to Memphis. Or no. We were talking about that at work today. I had a bunch of coworkers talking about, yeah, I don't go to Memphis. but uh
This is
but yeah,
sad. Man. This is sad day in America. Another sad day in America.
yeah, like this. I mean, so they, of course, some people were comparing it to the Rodney King stuff. Did they? I can't remember with Rodney King. Did they have him handcuffed?
No, he wasn't handcuffed.
Yeah, because I think this one, dude, like they don't show it on this video, but there, I think right prior to this, there was a guy that was literally like walking up and kicking the guy too, like kicking him in the face and stuff, kicking him in. I mean, just kicking him,
But
while the other guys are just holding him. And I'm
this is
like,
what
dude,
I
y'all kicking
mean.
him,
This is what I
punching him?
mean. Why? What gives you the right to do that?
But it's that little camaraderie thing. Like when you got, when you get into like it reminds me of gang stuff. When you get into a group and you kind of hyping each other up,
Right.
but y'all damn cops, y'all cops
That's
beating
what
the
I'm
hell
saying,
out of
man.
you.
Again, I mean, and I told you guys, I watch way too much of these First Amendment auditor videos, right?
Oh yeah, I'll be looking at them. Yeah, I know
But
what you're talking
but
about.
this right here is the reason why it's important to know your laws, right? I mean, excuse me, know your rights. All
Mhm.
right, because naturally, if you come off articulate with it, or you got the verbal mouthpiece with it, I think 9 times out of 10, this situation won't happen. I
Yeah,
probably say 10 times out of 10 it won't happen because you're speaking that verbiage that my first, my fourth, they understand what's going on.
they
So
know what's going on.
something
Yeah,
like this is why it is 1000% important to understand your rights. Period. Period.
yeah.
And
I
it's a
mean,
shame
I
that
agree.
it has to say that to avoid an ass whooping like this and get killed. Um, and these guys, these fools, you said their cars, their cameras weren't. Did they have body cams on?
They had body cam, so they released the body cam footage, and they kind of show like when they're running after him. I think the one I saw, the guy was running. It was when they had him on the ground and he ran away, and then they ran to this location. I think this is where they caught up with him, and this is where I think they said they turned their cameras where you couldn't see. It's kind of like they knew what they was doing, but it's like they didn't take into account this camera that we looking at that's on like the corner that's
Right. I
shining
mean,
directly down at it.
and this is the
So we
stupidity of
see
it,
the
right?
whole damn thing.
This is the stupidity of it. That there's cameras everywhere. Just because you
Yeah,
turn your camera off or you put your vehicle where it can't record, there's cameras everywhere. I think
yeah,
there was a case down there by you, bro. There was a case by you in Greenville, somewhat of the same scenario where they whooped the shit out of a guy in the
yeah.
garage. The garage owner had the video, and the cops ended up going. They recorded the cops going to the garage, and that dude was like, "Go fuck yourself, get out of
Uh-huh.
here. You guys are abused, this, that, and the other." So I think one of those cops in Greenville got arrested for abusing a guy. Same scenario, just happened maybe a year or so ago. Again,
I miss. I got to pull that up. I'll
you are
pull it up.
being watched everywhere.
Yeah,
I could tell you now that I probably passed 20 cameras on my way home.
oh yeah. especially up there in North. I know up north, y'all got them cameras out everywhere.
Everywhere.
But I mean, you got to think about it. You got business cameras. You got people houses with cameras on it.
Right.
You got cameras everywhere.
Right. The ring is the most popular thing out there right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we finally jumped into that thing and getting one. We hadn't had one. I was like, I didn't feel the need to have one, but now that I have it, it's worth having.
Oh yeah, it's great. Like on way below this level, but I remember I had something delivered and the guy threw it. And like I saw it later the evening when I got it, and I just
Right.
happened to look at my camera, and I was like, "Yo," I said, "Why does man throw my stuff down?" So I hit him up, sent him the video file, and they gave me like some little gift card or something. And asked me
Right.
was anything damaged or whatever. I was like, "Nah," but yeah, but if anybody gets close on my street, it automatically records.
Right.
If you pull in the driveway, it's definitely recording. But
Man, I had a bear. I don't know if you saw my post. I had a bear come up to my door.
You did so. I saw it on your post. I never asked you about that damn bear.
Had a bear come up to it. So I mean, again, not even the bear could get away with not being on camera. These fools here, again, I don't know what you're thinking. To do this in general, but you in public. You are in public.
So this is this is gonna be that thing, when they always throw us. It's all this is the racial dynamic when it comes to the world to me. So these 5 black officers, I think they about to throw every bit of the book at these motherfuckers.
Oh, 1,000.
And then they're gonna be like, oh, this is us showing how we prosecute our cops, this and that. What do you think? Like, what do you think they'll get from like a punishment standpoint?
They're gonna get the book thrown at them.
Because
they're gonna get the max. They're gonna get the max.
I wonder what the max is for that though. Like, I don't know all the degrees of murder.
They said second-degree murder. Second-degree murder can still pose you life in jail. Life in prison.
Yeah. And
it can still. I mean, what wouldn't be if the charge went from, if I'm not mistaken, from second degree down to manslaughter. Manslaughter, then they're probably looking. It's still a long term. Maximum wise, I think is 20 years.
Is it? And manslaughter is like accidental or something, though, right? Or is it doing something negligent or something like that?
Because he lived after this beating, right? But ultimately died from his injuries. So it wasn't intent to kill him. So it'll probably play out, lawyer-wise too, plea deals. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if the charge dropped down to manslaughter.
Do you think they fired the EMTs? Do you think they're gonna get charged too? Because I don't know if you know the whole story, but
I don't know the whole thing.
So basically, whenever you get a chance, when you get some chill time, go to Roland Martin's live, and they're talking and stuff, but they got the video playing in the background. They got the full video, and literally, I'm listening to them talk, and like 10 minutes of them talking about what's going on, my man is just laying against. They just got him slumped against the police car,
right?
And they said what happened was they fired the EMTs because they had stretchers and everything else, but they just left my man on the ground. Nobody ever gave him like any medical attention.
No medical aid at all.
So if he did die from injuries, if he would have been treated immediately, he probably, because even the cops are trained in that stuff too.
So with that said, because again, this is all speculative from what I'm saying, because I haven't seen anything, don't know anything.
Yeah.
Could it be that the EMTs were pressured from the cops not to touch them, not to do anything? Right. So
fools are too cool with each other to me. I bet everybody cool with each other type thing.
But at the end of the day, if I got a lawyer up, I'm as the EMT, I'm trying to get immunity. This is what he told me. This is what's going on. I was fearful for my life.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm using that same thing. Yeah, I'm using the same.
If I'm the EMT so that I don't go to jail.
Yeah.
I'm lawyering up. My lawyer should be telling me let's get ahead of this.
Because I mean, you already got fired, so that looked bad enough. So to me, when you get fired, you automatically were looked at as you didn't do your job. But yeah, that dude probably would have still been severely injured. But say he had like a brain bleed or some shit like that.
Right.
If you get him to the hospital when you should have got him there, or start treating him, maybe he lived. But it's just disappointing, man. Like it's it's one of them things. Like I'm like, damn, dog. Like life ain't really nothing. Like y'all just want to beat up on somebody. And I just don't know what you get out of that, dog. The dude handcuff. If you're gonna beat his ass, don't have him in handcuffs.
That's a
Yeah, give him a chance to be out his handcuff.
That's a coward. I don't care what you say. That's cowardly. That's quote unquote, you a pussy.
Yeah, you a whole bitch. You a whole entire bitch.
Period. Yeah. Because that tells me that you would sit there and beat a defenseless. He can't do nothing to you.
Yeah.
You sit there and beat a defenseless person.
Now they say that they're gonna be looking into all their backgrounds because they like if you did something like this.
Oh yeah,
you probably got some other
this ain't
shit.
the first time.
Yeah, no, not if it was this bad. Nah, ain't no damn way.
More than likely, this is the first time someone died.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
but this ain't the first time. You don't automatically start at this level. You know, it's like the serial killer thing, right? You don't just automatically start killing people. You start killing some puppies. You done killed a cat. You built up to all of this. You didn't just wake up one day and say, let me go kill somebody.
Yeah, let me go do a Jeffrey Dahmer and shit and go stack on somebody.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what hit me a certain kind of way. I don't know. It ain't even a color thing of it. Like I feel like if this was a white dude and it was white cops, I'd have felt the same. It's something about, to me, if you're gonna get your ass whipped, you should have the what's the word? I should be able to have an attempt to defend myself. Like you ain't got to whoop my ass, and I literally have my hands
behind my back, and I can't do nothing.
And I mean, this part,
you wailing on my head.
Yeah, I gotta start the part over because that part with my man, when I'm looking at this and my man just swinging out, like they over there getting a position to kind of be able to catch him and shit. That shit's pissing me off now. Like it's just making me mad the way that is. He hitting him with a damn baton, and the other motherfuckers punching him. I mean, it's just and other two fools are just holding him. That's some bullshit, dog.
Right there.
Yeah,
right there.
I can't even get
haymakers. You throwing haymakers at this dude?
Yeah,
he's got his hands behind his back.
And I'm gonna tell you the worst part. If you listen to the Roman March when they got him slumped and shit, listen to they're gonna be talking, and they over here talking about like you hear them breathing hard, and they talking about my knee hurt and all this stuff. Like they talking all this stuff to each other. They trying to talk all. It sounds like when I go play ball and we talking to each other after a game. Right. That's how they kind of talking to each other. And I'm like, dude, I was like, y'all ain't nothing, bro. Like, I hope they get every bit of time for this stuff. And all these other cops that came, because there was more than just them 5. There was other cops that came to the scene. So they said there's probably gonna be more people that get prosecuted for something.
I mean, so and this is where it's gonna sound bad on my part. I mean, again, I hadn't seen the video, but I'm saying if I just pull up on the scene, I ain't do shit wrong.
Well, so there's this thing with cops where I remember it was a video. It's one of them channels you said you kind of watch. They said there's something where if a cop sees another cop doing something wrong,
right?
I think we did that on one of our videos where that cop was jumped in that female cop face because she stopped him from like being. So yeah, they're supposed to have the expected duty of saying, hey, y'all need to chill out. Like the man's done like, so if I pull up as a police officer seeing them do that, it's my job to stop them from doing it.
Okay, so that's my question. Again, I haven't seen the video. So you're telling me that they continued beating on a person while other cops pulled up to the scene?
So I heard this is a part of the video that's hard because you're only seeing an angle. They were kind of showing him against the car, and I could tell other cops were coming. But I couldn't tell. But I think they had already beat him down the way they was. Like they were done beating on him. But they were definitely talking about it. And like, but my thing is, even if I'm a cop that pulls up and I see the dude slump, and you got EMT, I'm like, dude, why ain't y'all like looking after this dude? Like, what? Right. Like he slumped up on a car. Like, why ain't he on a stretcher? Why ain't in an ambulance? Like, what's going on? So, but yeah, once this goes, it's gonna be Wait till tomorrow. Like I bet this thing be all over the place because the video came out.
When did this happen? When did this happen?
It says it on there. I think January 7th was when they actually did it to him.
Okay.
But Oh yeah, it's kind of cut off on here, but it says January 7th on the date. They what was it? They released the video probably like maybe 2 hours ago,
Right.
but it was literally on like CNN, MSNBC, like this is on major channels. Like everybody got it.
Right.
So yeah, they gonna, and if they don't
Well,
get them full with some crazy sentence, they gonna turn Memphis out, bro. Like it's
nah.
gonna be crazy.
Well, so let's talk about it for a second. I was trying my best not to bring race into this.
Uh-huh.
Um, these cops are going to get the full extent of punishment. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, what we're not hearing so far, like we did with the George Floyd, is about Mr. Nichols, right? About his past.
Oh
You
yeah, yeah. Start throwing all that out.
Right. So
Yeah.
and
It'll happen.
well, I don't know, and here's where I say I don't know, because as I said, race plays a role in this as well. These officers did the most heinous thing, and they're going to
Hmm.
get hung out to dry. And you said it earlier, to show that we are policing our police.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to other police matters, right? When we come to other cases, i.e., Rodney King, i.e., what's I'm falling short on people's name, Breonna Taylor, and so on and so
Yeah.
forth. Speaking of which, let me pause that thought for a second, and I do this a lot.
Hmm.
Have you seen or looked at the documentary about that Louisville Police Department?
The ones that were shooting into the apartment.
Shooting into the apartment, but doing other things. The shooting in the apartment was just small potatoes of
Oh
what
no, I haven't seen that. That
that whole precinct
was
was
bad.
corrupt.
Oh wow. So it's so like what when you say they did a documentary on it, like who did it?
It was
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I'm a YouTube guy,
Yeah.
but I want to say it was like A&E or something like that, and it was their documentary on this police
Uh,
department. The one detective guy was so crooked, taking money, having sex forcing sex with witnesses, with CIs. I'm going to put you in jail if you don't. I mean, from the top to the
uh,
bottom, that
these
entire
people that were involved in that shooting that had that type of past.
yes,
Oh wow,
yes. One of
these
them
cops
was
are
one of them
crazy.
were in that. One of them was in it. So that's what I'm saying, man, about the policing of the police. That's my point of what I'm saying, right? So they're going to be the poster child for this,
Yeah.
but there's so much other policing of the police that doesn't happen.
Well, I was looking at that. The Roland Martin and them was saying that now that this has happened and all this tape came out, that this gives them more energy to possibly put out that what was the guy that died that was in Congress and he had that bill that was supposed to be like the oversight of the police. It was a
Oh,
bill that's been sitting in Congress forever. John something. I think I can't think of the name, but there's a bill. The bill basically is saying that it's more oversight on police and the police that get hired, how you can't be bad at one place and move somewhere else and be a cop there. Like you're gonna have like it basically makes it where they can see your past.
right,
And you can't just have some like how you said these people had these sex crimes and all this stuff as a cop, but you get fired from that precinct, but then you can go a couple of counties over and then
exactly.
you're working there. Yeah. So that was part of it. They might have called it they might have named it after old boy that got killed. I think they
I
named
know
it.
who you're talking about, but I can't think of his
Yeah.
name either.
And it's been sitting in Congress for a while. They tried to run it through, but they haven't been able to. And now it's something like this happened. It's like, well, dude, y'all need to figure this out, man. Like, I mean, if you can't trust, I mean, you can't trust the damn police, but I mean, if it comes to that, where you beating people up in handcuffs, dude, like, yeah, that's too much.
It's a shame, bro. It's a
That's too
shame.
much.
You
But
shouldn't have to. And again, no matter what it is that who you are, what your economic thing is, what you are in life. I don't care if this guy's a dope dealer. I don't care what it is that we end up finding out.
yeah,
They are not. They're there as law enforcement. I keep saying that, right? because
Yeah,
that's one of the things that Sean Reyes, the auditor that I watch, talks about is that you are law enforcement. You are
supposed to be
not
peace officers.
correct. There's nothing else in your title. You're supposed to enforce the law. That
Yeah,
means bring me to jail, let me face a judge and a jury, because that's not your part. From what I understand, reckless driving is what they said. Reckless driving. It was a
something to
reason.
do with his driving. Yeah, I think it was something like it was a traffic incident. Let's put it like that. It was something with traffic. But I mean, my man ended up dead from a traffic incident.
I'm a traffic incident.
And then I just would never like the first. Like I said, when you see the full all the videos, you'll have more of a idea of it. But just seeing the video from the beginning and then going all the way through it, I mean, they treat that man like. I mean, it almost reminded me of like what a slave would have been treated back in the day. Like they did that man. It was no regards of his life at all. It's like they just beat the hell out of him, maced him, talked shit to him, and ended up killing him. And I
I
don't even
know.
want to know what the lawsuit for
I
that one
know. I
going
know
to
so many. I know so many police officers.
be. Mhm.
Have a good relationship with a lot of them. A lot of them with the George Floyd situation, they've said that it was bullshit.
Yeah,
This one you hit it on the head earlier. What you said. I wonder if any of my friends that are police officers would step in and stop this from happening.
yeah,
Right? Um,
yeah. It's that
it's,
group down there, bro.
but it goes from the top to the bottom, right? Again,
Oh yeah,
this was a special task force or something like that as well, from what I understand.
yeah. They were like a task force.
Right.
They got on the. I think it might. I don't know if it was their whoever's over there, the chief or whatever. It's a lady. She got on TV earlier, and they were mad at what she was talking about because she was basically telling people don't over exaggerate, or like she was kind of trying to water stuff down, and they were going off on her because she's the one that's responsible for the culture of your police department.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like, don't be coming out here telling us how to react to something that looks like that.
Right.
Like you can't believe your own eyes anymore. All them of it. Look, they need to revamp the whole damn department if it's that bad. If it's gotten to that bad, like where you doing that, I mean, how do you keep anybody there? Or how do you keep the leadership there? Like the leadership got to go because it's obviously not there.
Well, you gotta enforce a lot. Well, here's qualified immunity, right? I don't know if you're
I was
familiar with
trying to think of that term for the last 2 hours, dog. I couldn't remember that term for anything.
qualified immunity plays a big part in how some police officers do their job, right? And
Yeah,
when I say some police officers, I'm talking about the bad ones. That little thing sits on their shoulder where it's like, won't nothing happen to me anyway because I have qualified immunity.
yeah,
That needs to come and be removed so that you can justly enforce the law at that point because now you have skin in the game. You have skin.
and I don't understand the purpose of it. I never understood the purpose of the qualified immunity
It's
because
its
as soon as
purpose
you give that to
its
them,
purpose is, and I do understand the purpose of it. The
mhm,
because accidents do happen, right? This
yeah,
this here is not an accident, right?
hell no,
But accidents do happen. A bad arrest by bad intel, bad this and bad that does happen where someone goes to jail. So I get that, but we are
mhm,
now at a point in time where people are doing shit like this, and qualified immunity needs to be pulled from the table so that people can be held accountable for their
yeah.
actions.
Yeah, you almost got cops becoming cops just because they know they got the green light to beat the hell out of people. Like, I mean, that's really what it is now, or it's starting to be, or it seems like it is.
Seems like it.
But yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna keep track of this for the next. I mean, ain't gonna. I mean, it's gonna be all over the
Well,
news for
it's,
the
it's
next.
going all the way through like the whatever it is, the shit show dude was Chauvin, Derek,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. The trial and all that. They're gonna be all over this
all over
stuff
it.
for the
This
longest.
is now removes his attention of what's happened,
Yeah.
shines a light on these guys, and I'm telling you, I mean, look how quick they were indicted. That should tell
Uh,
you something. How quick they were, processed. How long
yeah.
did it take for the shoving dude to get processed?
Shit. his trial, it took some months for his trial to even get started. And then once his trial was started, it was like reality TV and stuff.
Mhm.
But they got him in and out of court pretty quick once he got in court. It just took him a while to get the trial
That's my
started.
point. Watch how quick this.
But
Watch how quick this is over with.
yeah, oh yeah, they're gonna get them in and out quick. It's gonna be fast. And you know, you saying that we haven't even talked about motherfuckers like Brett Favre anymore with his bullshit. Like all that stuff is
All that gone. All that's
they're like,
gone.
oh, don't worry, we'll just blow something else up in the public so we can forget about all that other stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, these dudes they gonna feel it in them whenever they get to prison.
No,
Especially,
no,
you don't think they will?
no.
You don't think they gonna put them in gym pop?
Number one, the police officers, and if I'm not mistaken, they don't put cops in gym pop.
Oh wow.
So
Well, they lucky
you
for
know,
that shit.
because that would be inhumane treatment. Picture that.
I guess that's qualified immunity.
Picture that though. You're talking about inhumane because by law, what is it? Damn it, it's on the tip of my tongue now too. Something about can't be inhumane. Just like with a death sentence, right? You get someone in the death penalty,
Yeah.
and let's say it didn't kill them first or something like that, they can't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do it again because that's inhumane. So then they just.
But they got a death penalty. Like,
but and that's the stupid stuff that we live by.
We're trying to kill him, but in case he don't die, we can't kill him.
Can't
like
kill him
that
again.
don't make no difference.
Can't try. He is at that point. He is life in jail.
That's stupid. That's got to be the dumbest shit I've heard in my life.
But so that's the thing with these cops is it would be inhumane to put them in with criminals, being that their background was law enforcement and that they would get their ass handed to them every fucking day. So it would be inhumane treatment. So they will end up probably and I've heard this as well, that they will probably be in some type of women's prison. They have a specialized cell area for these guys, and it's almost club wise. Yes, you're doing time, you're away from your family, this, that, and the other, but you're not doing hard time.
Yeah, you're getting like the little cake time.
Right.
Probably with people, especially if they keep them in the same area, probably with guards and stuff that they know.
So
yeah, that's some BS right
you're
there.
Not what's the cop name from Baltimore? They just did a show on him. Wayne something. I can't think of his name. This is similar to the type of task unit that they were under. You're gonna when I tell you, we're going to find out more about this task group, where they probably robbed drug dealers, stole their money.
They're gonna make them the worst looking people ever.
This is
to try to get
Google Officer Wayne Jenkins. That's his name. Wayne Jenkins, white dude though, from Baltimore, was head of a similar task force. This dude is doing 20-something years in jail because of he stole from drug dealers. I want to say, he ended up getting someone. This was where, again, I think it was manslaughter because he was on a chase. Mm-hmm. He was on a chase in a vehicle that caused an elderly man to run off the road and die and whatnot.
I think I just pulled it up. Said it was 25 years in federal prison in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Pleaded guilty for racketeering, robbery, and falsifying records. So he had him alive.
You watch.
TV show, We Own This City.
Yeah. Good show, by the way.
TV show.
Good show if you whatchamacallit. If you want to watch something, we want to binge watch, it's a quickie. I want to say it's probably 8 series, eight episodes. It's awesome. I learned a lot about this guy. This guy was as crooked as they come. And I'm telling you, the way that this sounds, those guys are in the same type of boat as them. I think these specialized units need to be canceled. You have police departments for a reason. You don't need no specialized unit because all that does is, listen, I'm not a cop because, number one, I'm grateful, meaning I took the test, passed the test. I know me back then. Back then, if I would have gotten the thing, I think Chris Rock said it or somebody said it, where I found a drug dealer that had 100 pounds of cocaine and $20 million. I may be turning in just one little blunt and $5 and be like, this was the biggest score ever. Rock, what happened to the money? There was no money there.
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm about to take a vacation though, so just know that I'm gonna put my time in. Yeah, that's true though. I have seen some videos where they show cops robbing people. They don't be seeing all the cameras in houses and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you,
But yeah, they got to do something with these police, though. They got to do something. It's just too much. I mean, and I say that, but like that's almost talking about like the mass shooting stuff. Like, I mean, we keep talking about it, but ain't shit happening. So
it
they
dies
probably
down
gonna
for a
do the
little
same thing.
while, dies down, settles.
Yeah,
Next thing you know, there's another story that pops up.
yeah.
It's
Let's
exactly
talk about
you hit
that.
it on head. It's exactly like mass shootings. You don't hear anything for a while, and here
Mm.
comes another one. Which brings me to that point. I just heard there was a mass shooting. What was it, Florida or something like that? One guy,
Dude,
67
there
years,
was like 3 in 1 day.
67 years old, and another one 72 years old.
Yeah, there was like 3 in 1 day. They said that so far this year, there's already been like 70 deaths on mass shootings. We going into like the fourth week. Like it's that's already been. There was one in there was some Asian holiday in California. I think 6 or 7 people died there.
Mm.
They had one I think in Texas again, and yeah, the Florida one. Those were just the recent ones. Like if you they don't even put them. There's so many of them now. You actually got to
You don't
find it
hear
in the
them anymore.
news now.
But I've said this for a
Yeah,
while, man. Stop publicizing them.
yeah, they doing it for the props or whatever.
Stop giving them their 15 minutes of fame, man, and making them look good or whatever. Because they're crazy
Everybody
as
got
it
a
is.
damn gun. Bro. Everybody got that heat.
But
You almost gotta have a gun nowadays. It's better to protect yourself from everybody else that got a damn gun. Like it's ridiculous, man. That's what the damn American done turned into.
they won't give us
But
guns up here though.
yeah, I keep hearing that. Like y'all still got like y'all can't get handguns or something. Like
We
is
can
it
get a
legal in
rifle or
there?
shotgun. That's about it.
Yeah.
Long barrels.
Well, as soon as you leave out, bro, you can get a handgun anywhere around this mug.
That's kind
No
of
problem.
somewhat of the problem though.
Yeah,
Kind of
that
somewhat.
is the problem. That definitely the problem.
It makes it a little bit too easy to get a gun. Pennsylvania, show ID, get a gun 2 hours later or whatever. That's just a little.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
What do you think gonna happen with these guys?
I don't know. I mean, they're gonna be made an example of, and it's gonna, everybody's gonna be talking about the racial boundaries of it because I can see one side gonna be like, well, see, y'all want to get on white cops all the time. These black cops and they killed a black man, and so it's just a police issue to me. And I think they're gonna get time. I think they're gonna get, as you said, use that for an example. So I think they all gonna get whatever the max time that's gonna be. I think them EMTs are gonna end up getting some kind of time or more punishment than just being fired.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is about to be one of the biggest settlements we've seen for a family.
Yeah, you know what?
For
It ain't bringing Mr. Nichols back though. You know what I mean?
yeah, he ain't gonna be back alive, but you're gonna pay him like,
Right,
hey, that's what he worth. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, they gonna get them a night. I think I don't know if they got a lawyer yet or not. I think they do. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, they about to get a nice chunk of change for this one.
But going back to what we said about qualified immunity, part of that is the issue, right? Where cops know, all right, you can sue, it ain't coming out of my pocket.
Yeah. Well, that's what I forgot. I watch a lot of the what's old boy name? It's Undisputed is the name of the channel, but he always talk about cops are the ones they were bitching about defunding the police. They were like, y'all the ones defunding your damn self. Like y'all, he said every time y'all get in trouble, y'all it's like we gotta pay all these settlements. And I mean that's basically taking money
Comes from the
from their
taxpayers.
state.
Comes from the
Yeah,
taxpayers.
us, yeah. So like y'all defunding your damn
Yeah.
self.
So
But
it's a vicious cycle. But again, I'm telling you, if qualified immunity was off the table, we would see better, in my opinion, better policing.
oh yeah. As soon as you tell them that they can get in trouble for what the hell they doing, it'd be a wrap.
You can
Yeah,
attach yourself to my pension. What?
yeah, that type of shit. Yeah, we're gonna take a percentage of your pay. We got to pay out. You gonna give us some of that money.
I think
Yeah, that'll shut
there's a
them up.
couple states. I know Arizona is one where there is no qualified immunity.
Hmm.
And I'm telling you now,
Oh, I didn't know that.
huh?
I didn't know that, man. They don't have it there.
Yeah, if you look at, there's a guy called Direct D on YouTube, that you can tell that the way he now so here's a little thing. So there's good auditors like Sean Reyes.
Mm-hmm.
There's assholes like Direct D. Now
Okay.
Direct D, he instigates the issue. He tries to push the issue. But what you'll notice is these cops don't feed in because they do not have qualified immunity. And this is
So
this is what he preaches and says, right? He'll fuck you right to your face. He'll say all types of stuff. He'll go crazy on you. But you'll notice in the behavior, they do not have the same behavior that a lot of the other, that you see in these channels react to. They don't react as
he
fast.
can't get it.
They don't react. They don't react as fast because they know I ain't paying no settlement.
I actually Googled it, and the first video popped up said Direct D arrested.
Right.
That's like an hour video. I'll check it out though. I always like the little auditors if they doing it good.
There's a few, man. There's definitely Sean to me, very cordial, very respectful. He's not cursing, he ain't doing any of that stuff. He just hitting you with laws. He's hitting you with, my constitutional right, my first, my second, my third. He going through the whole thing. Then there's a guy called Delete Laws. He's an asshole, but he's a smart asshole. He knows all of his stuff. He understands the law. Then there's Big Nick out of I want to say Florida.
I've seen the Big Nick dude. I've seen him before. He the older black guy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All of these guys, man, I picked up so much from. And I don't know if I said it. I think you did. You saw that I got accosted walking on the bridge, where they thought I was going to commit suicide on the bridge.
What?
It's a crazy, little stupid story, dude. Short version, doing a delivery. I'm coming back. It's New Year's Day. Bear Mountain Bridge is always, whenever I'm boating, whenever you see me on the boat, I'm normally going in that direction. It's a cool view, and it's tranquil. It's tranquil for me. So it puts me at peace. So this particular morning, there was nobody on the bridge, bro. I mean, nobody. I pulled over, and I just gave it a look real quick. I dumped my head down, gave a little prayer, and when I put my head up, there was a security guard behind me. He knocked on the window. "You okay?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah. I'm good. So he goes, "Car trouble?" I'm like, No car trouble. He goes, "All right, well, you can't sit here." I'm like, "All right, no problem." He goes, "If you go down there, you can pull over there, or there's a parking lot." So I pulled down. I looked to the right where he said, and it was a fire lane. And I'm like, "I'll get a ticket if I park over here." So there was a parking lot, parked in the parking lot, got out of the car, and started walking the span. I did a little video. New year, new you. This is a great day. And probably no more than a minute or two after I filmed that, the first officer came up to me, approached me, talked to me, and said, "We got a call that you're distraught." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm all right."
I got a call that you were distraught.
Right. So, and again, I don't fault this cop for anything that he said or did. We talked. Everything was good. This particular cop was awesome. Timothy Meade, Officer Meade. We came to the resolution that I'm fine. We joked about the Saints game and this, that, and the other. He was doing his cop thing, trying to figure out if I really was a Saint fan, who they play, where they playing at, who are they favorite, doing all that stuff. So I went through the whole thing, and then I pulled up my tattoo on my arm and said, if anything, I'm distraught because my team sucks, but I ain't trying to kill myself.
Yeah.
So we ended at that. And and this is where the auditors came into play even with Timothy Meade. He asked me, "Do you have ID on you?" I'm like, "My man, I'm not ID, and I didn't do anything wrong. I don't want to be on any kind of report." And he was like, "All right." He was like, "All right, no problem." That was it. I start walking, still walking the span. I just turned around to see if he was still there. He was there. Kept walking. I turned around again a little bit later. He was gone. Now, the time that he was gone, I went all the way down to the end. I turned back around. Now I'm walking back to my car.
Yeah.
I do a video saying, funny thing happened to me. I'm walking on the bridge, yada, yada, yada. Timothy, I appreciate what he did. Thank you, man, but I'm good, blah, blah, blah. In that video, I take probably whoop, whoop, whoop. I mean, cars coming out of every direction, bro. Guy jumped out the car at me and startled me. I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, you scared the shit out of me. He goes, what's going on? He was aggressive. Was grilling me and this and I'm saying to myself, if I'm supposed to be distraught and killing myself,
why would you be busting a horn?
not only that, but the way he was coming off and yelling and screaming at me and I'm like,
yeah.
So, but anyway, he then says, let me get some ID. I'm like, listen. He goes, I just wanted for my report. I said, listen, my name is Rocky. That's all I'm giving you. I said, I'm not IDing. I said, I don't need to be on the report that I'm trying to commit suicide and this, that. So he gets argumentative. And then I could put you in jail. I could throw you in jail for a psych eval for 60 to 90 days. And I'm like, all right, so now what I'm saying to you about, and I finally get to the point of the story of the audit of what they taught me. I was like, well, how are you doing that? Because you're trying to capture my ID. I said, you're violating my Fourth Amendment right. I said, I don't have to ID. I didn't commit a crime. I said, do you have me suspected of a crime? Oh, yeah. It's not that. I just wanted in a report. Why are you being so difficult? I'm like, because I don't want to be in a report saying something about suicide, man. That's just it. I don't want to be on your report. I didn't do anything wrong. He goes, you're walking back and forth. I'm like, whoa, stop. Let's talk here for a second. I walked down the span, and now I'm walking back to my car. Your car's here? That's all he heard. Your car's here? I said, listen, I already know what you're about to do or want to do, but I'm telling you, you're going to violate my Fourth by going down there and running my plate for no reason to try to find out if it's me. Yeah. I said, don't do it. I'm just telling you not to do it. So then he again says about throwing me in jail. I said, now you violated my Eighth. I said, you're trying to put me in jail for no reason. I said, now this is what I mean by understanding your rights. They then all go huddle up. They go talk. And this is when I was asked, I'm like, is your body cam on? He goes, yeah. So I reached in my pocket, pull out my phone, and I'm like, I'm filming too. I said, just to be on the safe side. Yeah. 2 or 3 minutes later, they come, you need 911, you know how to call us. And they left. But
they really ain't got nothing to do, bro.
But you have to, again, knowing your rights and asserting yourself that way. They could have got out and whooped my ass if I didn't know that, or threw me over the damn water.
He did commit suicide.
Right.
Up in a certain case.
Right. So it's really about being able to verbalize with these guys, to speak the language that, and quite honestly, bro, looking at a lot of these videos, speaking a language that they don't even understand.
Yeah, they don't know the shit. They don't know how to damn. They don't know none of it.
Right. So
that's the thing.
So you're a law enforcement, but some of them don't even know the laws, and that's unfortunate, man. That's and I get it. There's a lot. I get it, but you got to know your basics.
Yeah, they got to know the basics. Shit. Like you can't. The motherfucker don't want to give you their ID and they commit a crime. You can't just ask for ID. Right. I know they got these stop and ID state type shit, but I still think the requirement is you have to be.
You still have to be. What is it called? RAS, reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime, about to commit a crime, or I forget what the third thing is, but all of those things take into play that make it where you can't just walk up to somebody and say, "Give me your ID."
Well, even when they had you, when they were huddled up, I mean, my thing is, I could have walked the hell away because I'm like, y'all detained.
I did ask. I asked, was I detained? I asked, was I detained? Yeah. And they were like, yeah, just give us a second. And I'm like, what am I? What's the crime that I'm doing?
Yeah, tell me what it is.
Right. So they don't, listen, I hated to do it. I really, really hated to do that because, again, I have a lot of cop friends and they do the job right. And I don't want to do the pushback, but at the same token, I shouldn't have to give ID if I haven't committed a crime.
Yeah, no. I mean, I wouldn't feel bad about it. Cop friends or not. Like, hell, I got, even where I work at, there's plenty of cops I know that come in there. But if they on some bullshit, they on some bullshit.
Right.
I'll be like, yeah, dog, I ain't doing that. Yeah, don't even try that stuff. Yeah, like that's what they hope, that you don't know that stuff, so they can just get all the information.
And again,
they want you to self-incriminate a lot of
I don't know Mr. Nichols' situation, what happened, but more than likely, same scenario. He didn't know his rights or know how to get himself out of that situation. And that's sad to say that I had to get out of a situation.
So that first video, yeah, I don't think he had a choice on the first video. Like I said, it might be more to it, but from where I started watching, they had him on the ground and everything, and then they just kept in. It was just crazy.
They pulled him out of the vehicle?
I think he was out the car. When I started watching it, he was out the car. They were arresting him. They had him. They didn't have him handcuffed yet. They had him on the ground. And then then my man just pulled out. They were talking shit to him. And they pulled out some mace, sprayed the man, I think. And then that's when he dipped. So, but it was not, but they were just so aggressive. I know if that was me, I'd be like, man, these mother's trying to like do something. Because he kept telling them, he was like, dude, what are y'all doing? He was like, what? Why are we here? Like, why are we in this place where y'all acting like this in a way? Like, it was just way too much energy to this dude. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to be, y'all can arrest me later. Let me get around a safe environment.
Well, I mean, that's, again, what's called the fight or flight, right? You can't, you're not going to fight them. Why?
Hell no, you can't
because they got guns, right? You're not going to fight them.
And the way they acted, they definitely took their shot.
Right. So
no.
Use the thing, I was scared for my life. Which I never understood that either. You packing. You got all kind of weaponry on.
You got a whole artillery on your belt.
Yes.
And I'm sitting in here with jeans and a shirt on. Like, what am I doing to you, dog? Like, come on. Like, that one got to go away too.
I mean, and again, you have 5 or 6 other officers there with you.
Yeah, it was literally 5 of them.
So what are you afraid of?
I guess they think they arresting John Wick or something.
I need to see. I mean, when I finish with you, I'm going to go and watch the video itself.
The only place I know to see the whole thing is, I mean, it might be other places, but all these other places just seem to have. But Roland Martin, if you go to the live, he might still be on the live if he's not. But all you got to do is go to the live and just rewind it.
Right.
Like, but they'll have, they're talking, but they're watching the video, and he's commenting on the video because he's like, why the hell are they not helping him? He's been sitting on the ground for 10 minutes. Like, they got the whole video, and he's like, they're talking about it while they're watching the video. But it's insane the amount of time. Like, after that ass whooping they gave him, the amount of time they just sat him there, and they over there talking about they little my knee hurt and all this other shit. I'm like, dude, it's going to piss you off, dog.
Listen, from what you showed me already, I was welling up. I was tearing because I just could not believe that someone had to endure that, man.
Yeah.
And from someone who looks like you.
Yeah. And that's got to be the worst. I'm like, y'all black cops, dog. Y'all whooping my ass like this. Like,
why?
I can't make it make sense, dog. I cannot make it make sense.
But again, that shouldn't matter, right? It shouldn't, but it does. Why are you trying to kill me?
Yeah, I should have to worry about this from the white cops. I got to worry about it from y'all motherfuckers too. Like, damn, it's just cops now. Like, it
don't make sense, man. It's a goddamn shame.
I told them boys at work, I said, well, if I see John Moran, it's going to be an away game because I ain't going to Memphis. I'm catching that man at home. I apologize.
Yeah, man, that's bad, dude. I don't know. Let me go look at this video, though. Let me go look at this video.
Good talk. I'm going to holler at you. All right, bro.
Peace.
Sweet. Yeah, we up out of here, bro. Quick talk, but yeah. Issues. I don't like this at all. If anybody up on here, send a comment. I'll be on the comment talking about this stuff for a few days. I'll let y'all.